Okay, we're reading from Matthew 24 and then in Luke 21 where it says, before all these things they shall lay their hands upon you. And I want to read from Revelation where it's a same thing, another witness of the same thing happening in the book of Revelation that John wrote down. And 12th chapter says, there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she being with child, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered, the kingdom of God was to be born. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads, and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. You see, and this is where the persecution comes. Before all these things they will lay their hands upon you and persecute you. And God's reaction to that is this: if you put your finger right in his eye, in the pupil of his eye, right in the apple of his eye, and God's reaction is furious. And this is when we have the nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. You see, suddenly they don't have all their energy focused on persecuting his people anymore. They have to attend to their business at hand, fighting each other. So this brings relief to those. As the earth swallows up the flood that the serpent, the dragon, spews after the seed of Christ. In verse 7 it says, verse 5, and she was brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. The first resurrection. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. So the woman is protected from the serpent. And there was war in heaven. This explains it another way. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. And he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So they're all on the earth this time. And this is when this time comes where no man can buy or sell unless they have the mark of the beast. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. So the heavens are cleaned out of Satan and his demons. So salvation has come to the heavens, and strength, and the kingdom of God. It says in the accuser of our brother was hurled down, but they overcame him. They overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, by faith in Jesus Christ, and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. They loved God more, and the truth more, even unto their very life. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. There is rejoicing in the heavens. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So this is the time when the tribulation begins on the earth. And the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, and persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. The first thing he does, he goes after that woman that brought forth the man-child, and her seed, the disciples of Jesus Christ. So that's why it says, why in Luke 21 Jesus said, but before all these they shall lay their hands on you. demon instructed. He has power over men. He instructs men to do his deeds. So the disciples are persecuted. And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into a place where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the servant. That's 3.5 times, and that means that's 1,260 days, which is 3.5 years. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, and that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went and made war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. So this persecution keeps up. And then in verse 13 we see about the beasts, the kingdoms of this world, the political kingdoms. And in verse 3 it says, "And I saw one of his heads, as it were, wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast." So this one world under Satan, which they call a new world order, some people, one world global government, under Satan, this will be one of the heads, the one in power now, most likely, the 7th head, the British American, Anglo-American dual world power, will receive a sword stroke. Or one of his heads is almost slaughtered to death, but that wound gets healed, and they follow this beast, which is actually the 8th beast and is of the 7. And they make an image to the beast, that all men should worship the beast, and those that do not worship the beast should be killed. This is the final beast of Satan, and this is his end. His time is short, so he has this one world government, and gathers all through all means of deception. We read in 2 Thessalonians that he will sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God, and shall go great deception, and men will be deceived. All those who do not love the truth will be deceived, and God allows the lie, operation of error, go to them, because they should believe a lie, because they took pleasure in unrighteousness and did not obey the truth. So he allows them to be thoroughly deceived at this time. And Satan will show himself to be God, and will want to be worshipped as God. His blasphemous fate that he's always been, tried to covet God's throne, and this is his end. So it says, and he opens his mouth, this beast, he opens his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. They said Jesus was guilty of blasphemy. In other words, they thought he was a fake, and he was lying, pretending to be the Son of God, when they were the ones that were lying, and were hypocrites and fakes. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. They worshipped the devil, and they worshipped the beast, saying, "Who's like unto the beast, and who's able to make war with him?" They thought the beast was so strong that you cannot defeat him, so they worshipped the beast. And their names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb who was slain from the foundation of the world. And they were given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. There it is, the 3.5 years. 1,260 days, I believe. So, it says, "And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear to hear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. We are to lead no man into captivity. We are to kill no man with the sword or with any other weapon. We must exercise patience and faith at this time. And we will continue further in this in the next video.